The bottom line for me is it's impactful. It's evidence-based. It's got diagnostic built in, which help Jo track student progress. She's able to do it very effectively and get quite granular with how students are engaging, what progress they're making, what areas they need to target to make meaningful improvement. It's not a broad brush approach. Once you've got the student in the intervention, it's tailored to the individual need. We started that on a small scale, noticed the impact, and felt it was worth investing.
Yeah, definitely the ability to really pick out individual needs and also how they need to be addressed. I mean, the reports are absolutely invaluable. Also placement, for example, even placement in itself is amazing because it reinforces that those students do have a need for intervention and exactly where that intervention needs to be targeted. So yeah, the report side to me is absolutely invaluable. It's brilliant.
So it's the granular detail.
It's tangible and it's really useful.
What we do see is less anxiety about attending lessons, more willingness to engage, give it a go in mainstream lessons once the students go back, and less regression, I suppose. The data, when it comes through year on year, once they've been through Lexia, they seem to hold the ground better than they did with other interventions previously.
Yeah, just increased confidence as well. For example, I was in a lesson the other day and there was reading aloud, and it was one of the last year's Lexia students had the confidence to actually read aloud, and it was lovely because yes, that student had increased their reading age, but also as well that was hand in hand with that confidence. And sometimes we don't appreciate that, from a data point of view they've increased their reading age, but to actually see it in practice that it's increased their confidence in the classroom was really good to see as well. I started Lexia with our current year 11s when they were in year 8, and even now, some of them will say to me, oh yeah, reluctantly, Lexia did have an impact, and yes, okay, it was worthwhile. I think that comes with time. I think when they're actually doing the intervention, quite often there is a slight concern, I suppose, about taking part in it, but historically I've seen that with the power of hindsight, the students have said that yes, it was useful and it was valuable.
When it's delivered with integrity, it has lasting impact. There's a lot of other variables that will affect educational outcomes, but what we see is typically there's one less barrier that's removed, and I think what stands out really is there isn't necessarily a standout. That's just the standard. That's the value.